Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back, my esteemed students, to a new lesson of English, lesson number 5. In this lesson, we will talk about grammar. And this section will be section number 2. The title of this lesson is The Infinitive with a Future Meaning. In this lesson, we will learn how to form the infinitive with a future meaning. Let's do our tasks. Number A, study the newspaper article and complete the grammar books. Here we have an article and we have above it the title of it, OPEC representatives to meet next week. The representatives of all the OPEC countries are to meet next week. They will discuss the latest figures, etc. Here, if you notice, my students, that in the first or in the title of this article, we don't use articles, verb to be, have, has, or had. So here the meaning, the OPEC representatives will meet next week. Here we have to read the books to know about the future. The infinitive with a future meaning. In formal rhetorical English, we sometimes use be, verb to be, plus, as you all know, my students, after be comes what? Excellent, infinitive. So in formal written English, we sometimes use be, verb to be, plus after be we have infinitive. Why? To talk about future arrangements. So journalists often use this form when they write newspaper articles. Journalists often use this form when they write newspaper articles. We have some examples. The president is to open a hydroelectric dam next month. So here the meaning is the president is going to open a hydroelectric dam next month. Taxi drivers in the capital are to protest against parking restrictions. Taxi drivers in the capital city are to will protest against parking restrictions. Here the meaning is also the future. This type of sentence is often in the passive form, so it has two forms. This type has two forms, the passive form and the active form. Now let's talk about the passive form. This type of sentence is often in the passive form. Example, new measures to combat climate change are to be announced. New measures to combat climate change are to be announced. As we know, if we want to make any active sentence, if we want to change it into passive sentence, we have to add verb to be and past participle. So here, new measures to combat climate change are, here is verb to be, are, and after that we have to be announced, be and past participle. So in a newspaper headlines, the verb be is usually left out. This shortened form is never used in spoken English. In newspaper headlines, the verb be is usually left out. So the verb to be, here, is deleted, is left out. And this shortened form is never used in spoken English, but it's used in newspaper headlines. Here we have the answer, sorry. In formal English, we sometimes use be plus infinitive. Here we have the answers. In formal English, we sometimes use be plus infinitive to talk about future arrangements. Journalists often use this form when they write newspaper articles. This type of sentence is often in the passive form, and in newspaper headlines, the verb be is usually left out. Now, let's do exercise number A on workbook page number 21. Number A, complete each sentence with the correct form of be plus infinitive so that they refer to the future. Example, teachers space have longer holidays. Teachers are, here we use verb to be. The form of it is are, because teachers, this word is plural. Teachers are to have longer holidays. So teachers will have longer holidays. Number 1, coffee exports rise next year. It becomes coffee exports are to rise next year. Number 2, this summer be the hottest on record. This summer is to be the hottest on record. Traffic pollution grow by 25% in the next 5 years, experts claim. It becomes traffic pollution is to rise by 25% in the next 5 years, experts say. Number 4, school children study more languages. The new sentence becomes school children are to study more languages. The last sentence, a famous Libyan author writes a new history of Tripoli. It becomes a famous Libyan author is to write a new history of Tripoli. After doing this exercise, you can see the answers, my students, and you can compare these answers with yours to check them. And finally, after this exercise, I think it's so easy. Here the rule is you have to put verb to be, is for singular, are for plural, and after that to plus infinitive. Let's come back to our course book. Number C, write a short newspaper headline about each future event below. Use a maximum of 7 words. Example, Tripoli will play the English football team, Manchester United, in January. So the headline becomes Tripoli to play Manchester United. Here we have to use here just 7 words. Number 1, it has been decided that Monday will be a national holiday. The title is Monday to be national holiday. Monday to be national holiday. Yeah. Number 2, the new airport will open in January as planned. So the new Airport will open in January as planned. This sentence becomes new airport to open in January. New airport to open in January. Number 3. The government will spend more money on health education next year. The answer is government to spend more money on health education. Government to spend more money on health education. Number 4. Cigarettes will cost more when the new tax is introduced next month. The headline is cigarettes to cost more. Cigarette to cost more. 5. Drivers in Britain who have always driven on the left will drive on the right from January 1st next year. The sentence becomes British drivers to drive on the right. British drivers to drive on the right. And finally, number 6, according to the family research unit, families will continue to get smaller during the next 20 years. So families to get smaller. It becomes families to get smaller. Here are the answers. Monday to be national holiday. A new airport to open in January, or we can say new airport to open on schedule. Schedule means the timetable. Number 3, government to spend more on health education. Cigarettes to cost more, or we can say new tax means cigarettes to cost more. Number 5, British drivers to drive on the right, and families to get smaller. Now let's move to exercise number D. Work in pairs. Change the headlines you wrote in exercise C. Here, in the previous exercise, we mean to fill sentences with be plus infinitive and say them. We have examples here. Tripoli to play Manchester United. It becomes Tripoli are to play Manchester United. Here we put are. Yes, because it's not a title, it's not a headline. Tripoli are to play Manchester United. Now we will do the other sentences and you can see the answers in front of you, my esteemed students. Here are the answers, possible answers. Number 1, Monday is to be a national holiday. Here we put is in front of be. Yeah, Monday is to be national holiday. And the same thing is applied on the other sentences. So I will read the answers. Number 2, the new airport is to open in January. So in the headlines, we can't say this sentence. We say the new airport to open in January. We delete the articles like the and verb to be. Number 3, the government is to spend more money on health education, or more money is to be spent on health education by the government. The second sentence in the passive form, whereas the first one is the active. Number 4, cigarettes are to cost more when the new tax is introduced. Number 5, drivers in Britain, the British drivers, are to drive on the right from January 1st. And finally, families are to get smaller during the next 20 years. Families are to get smaller during the next 20 years. After doing this exercise, let's do the last one. Exercise number E. Write a headline and the first few sentences of a newspaper article about any future event, another future event, real or imaginary. Here we have a sample. We have a sample on the right, like Libyan teenager to become chess master. A 17-year-old from Tripoli is to become the youngest African chess master in history. The announcement, etc. Here if we have to write some headlines, we have to omit, we have to delete all the articles and verb to be, as we have said earlier. So I can give you some examples like Syrian doctor to win a prize. Syrian doctor to win a prize. I can give you another example. For example, Arab leaders to meet on Monday. Arab leaders to meet on Monday. We can say also climate change to be announced. Climate change to be announced. And we have a lot of other examples. You can write on your notebook some other examples, my dear students, as a homework. So at this point we can conclude our lesson, and I want to say to everybody of you goodbye and see you in the next lesson.